Earlier this year, someone paid 1.7 million for a 5-room HDB flat in Queenstown.
1.7 million for a public housing flat. Let that sink in, man.
Now, the median price for a 5-room in Queenstown right now is 1.2 million. So this unit sold at 500,000 above the median. Same flat type, same estate.
And yet, someone still paid for it. Because in Q1 2026, 412 HDB flats were closed above $1 million. That's a record high, which tells you exactly how much people want to be in the right location.
So today, we're asking the real question. Is $1 million HDB actually worth it in 2026? Or have buyers completely lost the plot? And we're going to show you the full picture, not just the headline price, the actual cash you need, the real cost of waiting for BTO, and how to know if any specific unit is worth what the seller is asking.
Let's go! Quick disclaimer before we start. The prices I'm sharing today are market estimates based on transaction data from HDB and SRX, not true financial advice. Always do your due diligence. And if you are new here, welcome. This is Leon, and this is my wife Lynette, and we are called The Real Address. We break down Singapore's property, the numbers, the decisions, and the things your agent might not even tell you. New video every week. And if you like what we are sharing, please help us click the subscribe button. It really motivates us to churn out more useful content. Alright, let's get into it. Let's start with what actually is happening in the market right now. HDB prices dipped 0.1% in Q1 in 2026. The first price drop in 7 years. 7 years! So you might be actually thinking, finally, the market is coming down. Good time to buy. But here's what the headline is hiding. The overall index dipped, but the $1 million transactions hit an all-time high. 412 flats were sold above $1 million in Q1 alone.
So the average goes down, but the expensive ones are going up?
Exactly, that's a two-track market. The mass market, Jurong West, Sembawang, Woodlands, is moderating. A 4-room Jurong West is around 635,000 right now. But the central estates, they are completely on a different trajectory. Queenstown, 4-room median, 1.04 million. Toa Payoh 4-room median, 1 million. Bishan 5-room, one just transacted at 1.38 million.
That's almost a 400,000 gap between Jurong West and Queenstown for the same flat type.
For the same flat type, yes, that gap is the entire story. The $1 million question is just, is this expensive? Is this what you're actually paying for? Is the premium justified for your situation? Let me explain why Queenstown and Toa Payoh command that premium. It comes down to 3 things. Number 1, MRT access. Queenstown MRT is just right there. You are 3 stops away from Raffles Place on the East-West line. For someone working in the CBD, that's a genuinely life-changing convenience. 2, schools. The school cluster in Bishan alone. RI, Catholic High, Kuo Chuan Presbyterian, all within cycling distance. For parents, isn't it nice to have? It's a primary school plan strategy. Number 3, scarcity. HDB isn't building new supply in these central mature estates at scale. The Dawson Precinct in Queenstown, Sky Terrace Sky Park, those were special rare projects. The next one isn't coming anytime soon.
So when people pay the premium, they're not just buying a flat. They're buying location, convenience, and school access that can't easily be replicated.
That's exactly right. And that's why the prices hold up even when the broader market softens. Scarcity plus demands equals price resilience. But this is the honest part. That doesn't mean that every $1 million HDB out there is worth it. The value depends entirely on your specific situation. Okay, let's talk about buying a $1 million HDB, what it actually costs. Not just the sticker price, the whole picture. We use a real scenario. A 4-room flat in Queenstown, a $1 million purchase price. A very typical transaction in the estate right now. Step 1. Your cash down payment. For HDB taking bank loan, you need 25% down. And here's the split. Only 5% has to be cash. That's $50,000. The other 20% comes from your CPF OA. So the minimum cash for the deposit, $50,000.
But it doesn't stop there, right?
No, this is the part where it catches the buyers really off guard. Here's a number that most people don't know until they are emotionally committed. COV, cash over valuation.
Explain that, because I think a lot of people, when they hear COV, they just glaze it over.
So here's how it works. When you agree to buy a HDB resale flat, you agree on the price first. Then, after, you pay for the option fee, which is about $1,000. HDB does your official valuation and the valuation comes out lower than your agreed price, the gap is the COV. You pay the entire difference in cash.
Not CPF, not HDB loan, pure cash.
So you've already committed before you know there's a gap?
Correct. You have 21 days after getting the valuation to decide. Walk away and lose your $1,000 option fee, or proceed to pay the COV in cash. In Queenstown right now, COV is running between $20,000 to $80,000, depending on the specific unit. Let's just say $60,000 on your $1 million flat. That's not just the loan, that's coming out of your bank account.
So now we're at 110,000 cash already.
And we haven't factored in BSD, buyer stamp duty. On a $1 million purchase, BSD is $24,600. That's largely a cash or CPF item upfront. Add it all up, 50,000 cash down payment, 60,000 COV, 24.6k BSD, and renovation budget minimum also 30 to 50,000 for a decent job. And I'm being very conservative. You are looking at about 165,000 to 185,000 cash and CPF before you move in.
That's before the monthly mortgage even starts.
On an 800,000 HDB loan at 2.6% over 25 years monthly repayment, it's about $3,600.
So if your combined income is 10,000 a month, you're spending 36% of your gross income on the mortgage alone. And if you're taking an HDB loan, that's a different algorithm altogether. Your combined income needs to be more.
That's actually right at the boundary of what's deemed as financially comfortable. And that's why we always say, the price matters, but your cash position matters more. Do you actually have 165,000 sitting ready? And not, we'll use our bonus and figure it out.
Okay, I want to talk about something more personal. Because Leon and I have sat across the table from so many couples in this exact situation. And there's a moment that happens in almost every single case. They go for a viewing, high floor, unblocked view, layout that just works, and something shifts. It stops being a financial decision, it becomes an emotional one.
That's when people stop calculating and start justifying. That's the real problem.
Exactly, and the justifications sound very reasonable in the moment. We'll just scrimp on renovation. We can skip the holiday this year. Our parents might help a bit. And then, 3 years in, the mortgage is tight, the renovation got cut short, and the holiday every year is a staycation because there is no budget. So here's the one question I'll ask any couple before they go for a single viewing. Not, can we afford this? But if we buy at this price, what are we giving up for the next 10 years? Are we giving up the flexibility to upgrade to a condo by 35? Are we giving up the buffer for a third child? Are we giving up the ability for one of us to take a career break, start a business, or go part-time when the kids are young?
Because $1 million HDB isn't just a housing decision. It's a 10-year financial commitment that shapes what you can and can't do with your life.
And there's no right answer. For some couples, the school access and the MRT and the lifestyle is absolutely worth that trade-off. For others, it's not. But you have to make that call consciously. Not because a high-floor view made you emotional on a Saturday afternoon.
So here's the obvious counterpoint. Just wait for BTO. On paper, the math looks compelling. BTO 4-room in Queenstown or Central Estate. You might get it for about 6,000 to 7,000. That's a 300,000 to 400,000 savings versus a resale.
That's genuinely significant money.
It is. But let's price out what's waiting actually costs. Here's the brutal reality on ballot odds in a mature estate in 2026. First-timer success in a 4-room HDB Queenstown, Bishan or Toa Payoh is as low as 5 to 8% per exercise.
5 to 8%?
Yeah, 5 to 8%.
So 92 out of 100 applicants don't get it?
In a hot mature estate, yes. That means a typical first-timer applicant can expect to be trying more than 12 rounds before getting a decent queue number. And here's the thing, exercises only happen twice a year. 12 rounds in 6 years minimum. That's 6 years of renting, staying with a family, or living somewhere else that isn't really your home.
And if you're renting in the meantime, what's that costing?
A 3-room in Queenstown rents for about $3,000 a month. Over 5 years, that's $180,000 in rent that doesn't build any equity at all. So is the BTO saving $300,000 to $400,000? Or is it $300,000 minus $180K in rent, which is about $130,000 savings? And if you're 5 years older, and then you have school plans coming along,
When you put it that way, the math changes completely.
It does. And here's one more thing. BTO in the central mature estate now, Queenstown, Bishan, comes with plus or prime classification. That means a 10-year MOP and a subsidy clawback of 6 to 9% later when you sell it. So when you sell a flat eventually at 800,000, you are returning 48,000 or 72,000 back to HDB.
So the cheap BTO isn't as cheap when you exit.
Not in the central estate. The headline price is subsidized. The conditions attached are the real cost you have to factor in. BTO still makes sense for some people. Newlyweds in their mid-20s with no urgent school timelines. Couple where one is a Singaporean and one is PR, they generally can wait. People flexible on location. But if you are 32, your eldest is turning 6 in 2 years' time. You need to be in the right school zone. The BTO route might not be an option anymore. So, is a $1 million HDB worth it in 2026? Here are 4 questions that will actually tell you. Number 1, do you have the real cash? Not just the down payment, the full picture. The 150 to 180k in cash and CPF easily accessible. If the answer is no or not yet, this is not the time to buy yet. Build a war chest first. Number 2, is this a forever home or is this a stepping stone? If it's a stepping stone, you plan to upgrade to a condo in 7 to 10 years time. Do the upgrade maths first. A $1 million HDB has lesser capital appreciation runway than a 650,000 HDB. Less profit to recycle into the next purchase. Number 3, does this specific unit pass a 4 filter test? Floor level, ideally above 10. Remaining lease, at least 70 to 80 years left. MRT distance, within 10 minutes walk. Facing and surrounding, is there any risk of being blocked by a future development? Number 4, what's a real alternative? If not this flat, what else can you do? BTO, with the timeline and ballot odds, just like how we walked through earlier, or renting for another 2 more years? Buying to a different estate at 650,000? Once you count back the actual alternative, the $1 million HDB tag looks very different already.
And this is exactly the kind of conversation we have with our clients before they go for a single viewing. Because the right home isn't just about the price, it's about whether the purchase fits into your bigger picture. If this video helped you see the HDB resale decision a bit more clearly, give it a like, it really does help the channel grow. And drop your questions in the comments below. We read every single one.
And if you're actually in the market right now, HDB resale, HDB versus condo, first purchase or even upgrade, come talk to us directly. WhatsApp link is in the description below. No pressure, no pitch, just a proper conversation with someone who's going to be straight with you.
We respond personally, every single message.
Please subscribe if you haven't. See you then.
Bye.
Bye.